Billy C here, and it's this week's YouTube Talking Boxing with Billy C YouTube special. Got a few things to talk about this week, and not much in what took place in the boxing, because it was kind of a slow week. Alfredo Angulo avenged his first loss, and he pretty much handed Rosado pretty much a beating. Gabriel Rosado was supposed to be a much tougher opponent for him, but Alfredo Angulo showed why he's going to get another shot at a world title. There's no question about that. Came in with his dogs and everything else, and pretty much handled Gabriel Rosado pretty easily. My opinion about Rosado was he was complaining about the knockdowns. I don't know what he was complaining about. They were all clearly caused by punches. One thing I will say, I really enjoyed seeing Breland and Sweet Pea Whitaker in studio. Brought back a lot of memories. Pernell Whitaker, I don't know if we really give him the credit that he deserves. I mean, I know he's up there and everything, but you got to give Sweet Pea credit. He was a great fighter, and I got some emails on it saying that maybe he shouldn't be in studio, but the bottom line is what I respect about Sweet Pea Whitaker and Mark Breland. It's funny. Mark Breland says that he's only gained 10 pounds since the 1984 Olympics, so hats off to Mark Breland. But the one thing I got to give Sweet Pea credit for is he's the same in studio as he is on the street and anywhere else you see him. He doesn't try to be somebody he's not, like another guy I won't mention his name, but his initials are B-Hop, But in any event, there was one other fight I wanted to talk about that took place on Friday night, and it was a cruiserweight fight out in California. And Michael Sims fought Kelvin Concrete Davis, and it was a draw. The fight ended up as a draw. The reason why I'm mentioning it is because apparently the winner of that fight was supposed to fight Matt Godfrey to get a shot at his NABF cruiserweight title, which I don't understand why Matt would even fight these guys. He's in the mix for a world title fight, but that's my opinion. And the fight ends up a draw, and they're saying that Michael Sims earned a shot at that. Why? I don't get that. But, hey, that's boxing, I guess. So that took care of that. The other thing I wanted to mention was Andy Lee. Andy Lee is supposed to be making a comeback, or not a comeback, but he's supposed to be getting back into the ring, I should say, in 2 weeks on the 21st. And you know what I say about Andy Lee? Andy Lee is overrated middleweight. He was exposed when he fought Brian Vera. Not even the great Manny Stewart's going to help Andy Lee. He just is not that good. He's another John Duddy. Sorry, guys. And this is what you get when you get hand-fed tomato cans and people start to think they're actually good. Speaking about guys that think they're actually good, and I know he thinks he's actually good, and that's Brian Minto. I've been real critical of Brian Minto of the past, during the past, and my main hang-up with him is he really hasn't fought anybody, and when he has stepped up against guys like Luan Krasnicki and even Tony Tubbs in 2004, he's lost. But he goes around bragging how great he is. Well, he's finally stepping up, and I got to give Brian Minto credit. He's fighting Donnell Holmes in the heavyweight division, of course, this coming weekend. I think it's an important fight for the heavyweights. I'm really looking forward to the fight, believe it or not, because I believe that Brian Minto will prove himself once and for all. Not that Donnell Holmes is anything spectacular, but I think that these are two heavyweights that are kind of in the same boat, so to speak, and the winner should move on and possibly get a title shot, and the loser should just go away. Speaking about heavyweights, I might as well talk about this real quick. Two great heavyweight fights coming up. No, it's not Chris Arreola and Vitaly Klitschko. It's not that. No, it's not David Hay and Nikolai Valuev. It is Tyson Fury against in Britain against John McDermott, Big Bad John McDermott. It's not going to take place until September 11th, but it will be taking place at the Brentwood Center in Essex, England on Friday night, September 11th. Tyson Fury is a big heavyweight. He's only got 7 fights. He's 7-0 with 7 knockouts. A lot of people think he's going to be the next best thing. He's a big guy. He shows he's got some tools, but he shows that he hasn't been getting any better. Big John McDermott, this is going to be a good test for him. I'm looking for fireworks on September 11th, but on October 9th in Belfast, we're going to see the rematch between Martin Rogan and Sam Sexton. If you want to check out something interesting, go to our new website for videos. It's called www.billycboxing.com. And check out the press conference with those guys. Excuse me. Coming up this week, we got the pay-per-view, Roy Captain Hook Jones against Jeff Left Hook Lacey. That's taking place in Biloxi, Mississippi. What are you going to say, man? I mean, here's two guys. The winner, I guess, moves on. The loser hopefully goes away. I'm not even going to mention that the fraud himself is on that card. But he's stepping up. I will mention it. B.J. Flores, he's stepping up. Ooh, he's fighting Epifino Mendoza, who's really a middleweight or a super middleweight. So all it's telling me is that they found this guy all fattened up, and he's ready to take a beating from B.J. Flores. B.J., you're a fraud. Fight Matt Godfrey. Fight Troy Ross. Fight somebody good. But on that card, Roy Jones Jr. against Jeff Left Hook Lacey. I think that fight's going to be a little better than some people are anticipating. I don't know if it's worth a pay-per-view status, but it's definitely going to be there. But a good fight on that card is Verkan Kimbrough against Jason Litzau. That's also going to be part of the pay-per-view bout. That fight is interesting to me. I'm kind of looking forward to that one. I talk about these belts all the time and ABCDEFG belts and all that. Well, the WBC, WBA has been awful. Giving vacant interim belts and all this other crap makes me sick. But the WBC doesn't want to be left behind. They just unveiled their new Diamond Championship, which is going to be given to fighters that fight at catchweight. What a joke, man. I mean, that's why you got to only listen to the Ring Magazine champs and their ratings. That's the only ones that count. Let's get rid of all these sanctioning bodies. They're garbage. One other thing I want you to know is Violence Inside the Ropes campaign. It's called Keep Violence Inside the Ropes. Check it out. www.keepviolenceinsidetheropes.com. It's a campaign that we're handling, and we're going to be going to all the gyms across the country and in Canada. And if you own a gym, or if you know somebody that's got a gym that wants to get involved, have them drop us an email, dave@talkinboxing.com. We want to go to the gyms and raise money for the gyms to give the kids an option so that they can put down the guns and pick up a pair of boxing gloves. Remember, guys, it takes more you-know-whats to step in the ring and fight than it does to pull the trigger of a gun. Come on, so check that out. Listen, I'm running out of time. I don't have enough time on YouTube, but I like to do this every week. Don't forget to tune in our show Monday through Friday. Yes, every day we do our show Monday through Friday, 6 to 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Get out of the feety pajamas, grab a cup of coffee, and sit down and watch it on www.talkinboxing.com. You can also check it out on tpsradio.net, or you could be a man or a woman. We love the ladies. And get the premium subscription. It costs you a few bucks, but you get to listen to the show whenever you want. Or you can download a half hour of the show for free every single day. Don't forget about the Keep the Violence Inside the Ropes campaign, www.keepviolenceinsidetheropes.com. And check out our new website, man. You're going to be hearing a lot about this, www.billycboxing.com. Post your videos of boxing up there, and if you want information on that, drop Kieron an email, KIERON @talkinboxing.com, TALKIN boxing.com. Hey, I gotta go, but make sure you check out the show. Talk to you next week. Ciao.